Everyone, we are live today, and I'm here talking about the visa bulletin which is out, and it will be for the month of April for all types of green card. Uh, but for those who are waiting for the green card through diversity visa lottery, we'll be talking about also the visa bulletin for the month of April. For in case you didn't know, the visa bulletin usual provides some information about the available number of visas on the current particular month, who will be able to go to the interview at the US embassy and consulates, but also for those who are in the United States who are going to do what we call the adjustment of status. That means those who are processing the visas under the family-based immigration and employment-based immigration, and they are already here in the United States, they can process also through the adjustment of status. But you can see on my screen, and I'll be sharing a lot of information. But before I continue, I would like to give you some few things to consider. Number one will be to make sure that you are going to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so, the EBM Scholars YouTube channel, please click subscribe. You can be able to subscribe on EBM Scholars, youtube.com/EBM Scholars. And for those who are also into the know Swahili language, please go to my Swahili YouTube channel, which is called EBM Swahili. And also you can get me on my you can be also to get me uh on my podcast. If you go to podcast, you can be able to get me over there. So what are the things you need to understand on today's topic? I'm going to highlight, as you can see on the description going, that we are talking about the visa bulletin, but also we are talking about the status of the second notification letter and the visa interviews which have been able to start around the world. People have been able to start processing the visa interview. On my screen here, I'm showing you my podcast. You can go there and you can be able to get also some more information. And in some of the videos, I'll be able, on the coming videos, I'll be able to share with you if you also want to start your own podcast. So let's go to the visa bulletin. So, number one, what is about the visa bulletin? That's number one thing. There are certain information about the visa bulletin, but the biggest one is the availability of the current immigrant visas. Information in monthly basis. That is what we call the visa bulletin. Why are they doing that? Because there is these type of visas, they have the limit of how many visas are supposed to be given in that particular category. For instance, when we are talking about the diversity visa lottery, we know at the moment we are talking the maximum number is 55,000 visas. But when we are talking about for instance, we are talking about the other type of visa, like from adjustment of status from H1 to go to become permanent resident. There is also the amount of visas to be given, and also the other type of visas. So, as I said, the visa bulletin, we already talked about the visa bulletin for March. Just in a very high level, for those who do not remember, let me start with the diversity visa lottery, and then I will go to the other types of the other types of green card in the visa bulletin, because the visa bulletin provides the different types. There is family sponsored visas or green cards. There is employment based, that is still family. There is employment based preferences, that is another type of green cards. And also then we are going to talk about the diversity visa category. So let me go back to you in the month of March. In the month of March, these are the numbers we have. For the Africa region, with exception of Egypt, the number they are doing in the month of March is up to 14,000. But I'm going to explain to you, what does that mean? when we say up to the month of March, because some people, they think that, oh, because my case number is 12,000, now is in the month of March, they are interviewing me right now, and they're asking, why haven't I received the second notification letter to be notified when will be my interview date? That is the question I believe you are having. Why I haven't been asked to submit my documents? My case number is 14,000. Why? People are upsetting with KCC right now, but I'm going to explain you why is that happening. Then for the Asia as a region, that is the month of March. I haven't come to the month of April. Was up to this number, 6,200. Europe was 9,400. North America with which is Bahamas, it was 6. Oceania was 900, and the South American and Caribbean was 1,175. So that was the month of May, the March. So let's talk about the month of April, and how this month of April is going to play part into April and May for the diversity visa lottery and other type of visas. So as I said, the visa bulletin for April usually is going to provide, this bulletin is going to provide the summary, is going to give the summary or the availability of the immigrant visas in the month of April. But as I said, for the family-based and employment-based, they give just for the April. But for the month of, for the DV lottery winners, it also provides for the month of May. So that's what they say. This bulletin summarizes the availability of immigrant numbers during the month of April for the final action dates and the dates for filling applications, indicating when immigrant visa applicants should be notified to assemble and submit the documentation to the National Visa Center. That is for those people, but also for the DV lottery, we'll be talking about them. So let me start with the diversity visa lottery, and then I'll come to the other types of the other types. So these are, those are employment based. So this, they say, the diversity visa or diversity immigrant visa category for the month of April. The section 203 subsection C of the Immigration Nationality Act provides up to 55,000 immigrant visas for each fiscal year. This is what is going to talk about. That's why I say they provided the visa bulletin, because of the limit of the number of visas available in that particular category. But if you get married to a US citizen, there is no a limit. That's why if you spouse of the US citizen doesn't have any limitation. That's why they are not here. So for the month of April, immigrant numbers in the diversity visa category are available to be qualified for the 2021 applicants chargeable to all regions or eligible countries as follows. When allocation cutoff is shown, that means visas are available only for the applicants with that diversity visa region lottery rank, those numbers. So these are the cutoff number for the month of April. So remember, when we talked about the month of March, Africa was 14,000. See now, the month of April, Africa is 22,000. So that is a very big jump. So that is for Africa. Now, for the month of April, it is up to 22,000. In Asia, it was 6,200 in the month of March. In April, it went to 9,000. In the month of March, in Europe was 9,400. Now it is 12,000. So Africa is the one had a big jump of almost 10,000 or 8,000 to be exact. So it was from 14,000 to 22,000. That is a big jump. The rest is just adding just a small number, like 3,000, 4,000. North America, Bahamas was 6. It added 1. Usually because there are very few winners over there. Oceania now is 1,100, and the South America and the Caribbean is now 14,000 from 1175. Yeah. So that is for the month of April. But as I said, even if they give for the month of April for the diversity visa, they give also they give usually the month ahead. Also, what are the cut-off for the month of May? The immigrant category cut off for the month of May for the diversity visa winners. This is going to increase. So for the April, Africa was 22,000. For the May, it will go to 34,000. That is a big jump. For the April in Asia was 11. It will be 9,000. It is going to jump to 13,000. In Europe, in April is 12,000. Is going to jump to 18,000. It was 7 for the North America. For the Bahamas is going to be 8. Bahamas they're just increasing by 1. Then Oceania is going to be 1,400, but it was 1,000 and 1,100. South America and the Caribbean was 1,400. Is going to be 1,650. So this is the biggest number of increase. What does that mean when they say in April, for instance, in Africa, they are going to do up to 22,000? So people should understand this one thing. When we talk about the visa bulletin, let's go to the fiscal year 2021. The fiscal year 2021 started on October. This is the first fiscal year. October 1st was the first time they're supposed to interview people for the DV lottery. November, the second time. Then December. Then January, February, up to April. Then we are talking about May up to, for instance, in Africa, in the month of May, it will be up to 34,000. But now people are getting confused. So my number is 20,000. Why KCC hasn't sent the information for me to go and take or to submit the documents? Why KCC hasn't asked for the documents? That's number one. Or people are asking why I haven't received the second notification letter for the DV lottery. Why? Why I haven't? I'm going to give you the reason why, and why you should not be worried. If, let's say, you are from Africa and your number is up to 50,000, you don't need to worry at all. Why you don't need to worry? Because this visa bulletin now, remember the month of March when they are starting calling, because from October, when they provided the October, let's click here to open the October. When they opened the October visa bulletin, the visa bulletin for October, let's say for the DV lottery winners, the case number up to 2,900 for Africa were supposed to be interviewed. But because of the immigration suspension, they were not interviewed. People in Asia up to 1,600 were supposed to be interviewed. They didn't get interview. People in Europe up to this number were supposed to be interviewed. They were not interviewed. Then November, the same people they're supposed to be interviewed. So the number was supposed to be increasing for people to be interviewed for the diversity visa. Up to 5,000 in Africa, they were not interviewed. Up to 2,800 in Asia, they were not interviewed. Up to 4,800 in Europe were not interviewed. Then December, that way. Then in January, then in February, no one was interviewed. Then in March, when they are starting giving the information for people to start getting interviewed. So when they are going to do interview, they are not going to start the visa bulletin for March. They are not going for the month. Sorry, they are not going to the month of March. They're not going to the month of March for you to be interviewed. They're not going because your number is 12,000 or 14,000 in Africa. They're not going to interview you. Why? Because there are some people before you, they were supposed to be interviewed since October. There are some people before you, they were supposed to be interviewed in November. There are some people who are supposed to be interviewed in December. There are some people who are supposed to be interviewed in January. There are some people who are supposed to be interviewed in February. So these people will be starting interviewing first. So in order to put it in a very simple way for you to understand is the fact that the visa bulletin is kind of like in a restart mode. That means even if now they say in the month of April they are going to do the interview for the people up to 22,000 in April, but basically they will start with the number of the month of they will start the one in Africa. They will start this number first, 2,900. But because of the priority, as we mentioned, that there is a priority of people to be interviewed in the immigrant visas, so maybe in the month of March they might go for 3,000 or 4,000, and then they can go from there. So the reasoning why you haven't been asked to submit the documents, because they are doing, first of all, the people from October, the people for November, for the people of December and January. Those will be given priority up to February to be interviewed first. And then let's go to February. You'll see people in February, for instance, the case number of February for the V, for instance, there will be up to 12,000 up to the month of February. So that is something you need to pay attention. So you don't need to start stressing out. What you need to do right now is to make sure that you have all the documents. Once KCC sends you the email, submit the documents as soon as possible. Don't wait for KCC to go and find the your police clearance record. Ask the police record right now. Have it. I know there is advice also for some people. They say you can submit the documents even before KCC hasn't requested yet. There is no problem to do that. You can go ahead and submit your documents if you want to do so. There is no problem with that. So if there's no problem to submit the documents, you can go ahead and submit. But it doesn't give you any heads ahead to give you something extra. No. It's not going to do that anything. It doesn't change you anything. Yes, it will help you. Once they request it, if they have it, but at the same time, they will have to send the email to request the document, even if you submit the documents in advance, because that is the process. They have to submit the documents in your head ahead of you. They have to ask for those kind of documents. So those are the few things which are very, very important to make sure that you understand and get them. So that is the reason why you haven't received the notification letter. You'll be able to receive the notification letter. Don't get stressing out at all. You'll be able to get the letters. The letter will say, submit the documents. And once they say submit the documents, don't start looking for the documents. It is the time for you to submit the documents. What are the documents which are required? Number 1, birth certificate. Passport bio page, police clearance record. If you are married, marriage certificate or marriage license. The information of your spouse, birth certificate, passport, police clearance record for your spouse. If you have children, birth certificate, and if they're above 16, police clearance record too. If you have been to court or been in the prison, the document. If you have served in the military record. KCC doesn't request education information or work experience. That is the job of the US Embassy to determine if you meet that criteria. So those are the information you need to make sure that you have. There is a comment from Kofi Amoa, and he's asking you, please subscribe to the channel if you are new, please. EBM is doing a great job for us. So thank you so much, Amoa, for that. and I really appreciate. I would like to appreciate each and everyone who is watching me right now on my YouTube and who is listening to me on my podcast. As I said, if you haven't gone to my podcast, go to podcast and you can be able to check on what we call the on Apple Podcasts. You can be able to find me on Anchor. You can be able to find. There are so many ways you can be able to find me on podcast. So those are the information about the visa bulletin. Very critical, very important, very, very good information. You have to make sure that you have those kind of information. There are people ahead of you with the smaller or less case number. They have to be given first before you and your case number. Even if your case number is valid now, they will not be able to get you. That is, there is Glued here from Tanzania. Thank you so much. Glorious. From Guyana, Peggy Acha, thank you so much. And also, there is a question from Prince Raw. When case number is current, by KCC has not yet sent email for supporting documents, can you send documents or wait for the email from KCC? That is a very, very good question, and I've answered that just to start with, that you can decide. There is nothing wrong to send the documents before they request for. There is no problem. But when the time comes for KCC to request the documents, they will still send you the email to request the documents, because they have to have that particular track of information that you have requested the document and you have sent the documents. Because if you send the documents before they request for them, where are they going to put? It's not their job to start matching. Okay, so this, because once they are going, let me give you the simple way. This is the folder of people, of all people who we have requested the documents. So if you send the documents, they are going to match with your documents, with the folder or with your information. This is the group. This is another package, is the people who we haven't requested the document. So if you send the information, if you send to KCC that these are my documents before they request, they're not going to match with your file right away until the time comes to request. Because once they request, that means they are ready to go to schedule for the interview. But before that, so why should they worry? Let's say your case number is 65 or 70,000 case number. You send your documents. You are very far away to be called for the interview. Why should they start worrying about you matching when there is someone who is in the month of October was not interviewed, or someone in November was not interviewed, someone is in December was not interviewed, someone in January was not interviewed, someone in February was not interviewed? These people are higher priority than for you with your high case number still waiting when you'll be called for the interview. So those are the few things I want to make sure that you understand. They will be important for you to be able to understand. So let's go to another question, if there is a question. Gina from Ghana, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alfonso. I really appreciate. Okay, so, but again, we have been talking about the documents. The documents which are requested by KCC, you'll use those kind of documents. But in addition to those kind of documents requested by KCC, you need to have extra documents. And remember, the documents you are submitted to KCC are supposed to be in English. If your documents are in French, documents are in Swahili, documents are in Arabic, you need to submit the original documents and the official translated document. That you need to know that. So you need to do that. Kevin Evox. Hello, EBM. After seeing the May visa bulletin, how do you think about Asia visa bulletin? That is actually up to 37,000, but May's is still 13,000. So this is what I'm trying to explain. Let's go to the visa bulletin. Okay, this is April. This is May. So For Asia, in the month of April, for the month of May, this is May. For the month of May is 13,000. And for the month of May in Africa, 34,000. But what is happening is, in the month of June, they will start putting current. That is, in most cases, they do that. Meaning they will be going far until the number they are going to reach. But remember, Asia has less, usually their case number is not very high, usually compared to Africa, because Africa, they take more winners from Africa, and even the more visas are given for Africa as a region. Usual, if we go for 55,000 visas, Africa usually provides up to 20,000, 20 to 23,000 visas from Africa will be given. So usually Africa has more winners than any other region. So someone with the case number is number 13,000 in Asia, that is still a good number. 20,000, that is still a good number for Asia. You'll be able to do that. In Africa, up to 50,000, that is a good number. 60,000, you can be able to do the interview in September. So that is something I can share in that way. Thank you, Patrick Wilson, 44. Hi, sir. God bless you. I pray this May I'll be among the winners, and I wish you all the best. May 8th, the results will be coming out for those who applied for the DV 2022. And the results, you are going to check the results on the official government website. You'll be able to see that. Thank you, everyone who has been able to tune and to be able to check here. Let me answer some few other questions. Okay, the question comes from, question is, just one question, just wait. Okay, my case has been current, still waiting for the second notification. Though I have received an email from KCC that my documents have been received when I submitted. When do you think I'll receive the second notification? Your case number is Africa 16,000. So you'll be able to get it after receiving the documents. Your case number is 16,000. So just assume 16,000. Let's go for Africa. 16,000 was supposed to be in the month of March. Almost in the month of April, because this is the month of March, is 14,000. So 16,000 is in the month of April. So you'll be able to receive the interview date any day, maybe within the next 2 weeks. But that means in the next 2 weeks, you'll be receiving the second notification for the interview date. Usual, someone with a 16,000 number, you'll be able to get the interviews very soon. So your interview will be in April, end of April, or very early of May. So you'll be able to receive that one within the next 2 weeks. Okay, Hiva, your question is, hi, my case number is current at the visa bulletin now, but I didn't receive the confirmation email of my supporting documents. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the notification back, but you have nothing to lose by emailing them. Since you submitted the document, it has passed 6 weeks, you can email them to ask the status of your documents if everything is good to go. Thank you so much, Kevo, for being able to be online. You have been the almost every video. You have been the first person to check. You have been able to support from Nairobi. Okari, you are asking my email address. What is my email address? My email address is ebmakulilo@yahoo.com. That is my email address. You can be able to go through that one and check me and send email. But make sure that you send the information, not just the simple question which I've already been answering through the videos. Send me the question which is a particular special case I haven't been able to answer. Don't go to ask me the similar question which I've been able to answer them over here. Okay, so I'm going to through some few other comments. Uh, People who have been watching me. Ken Benz from Nairobi, thank you. Someone from Libya, Ramsey, thank you so much. Eno Sheila, Ivan from Cameroon, thank you everybody from just everyone from all over parts of the world has been able to tune in and be able to check the the videos and the status. Thank you from South Africa. I really appreciate Sheila. Uh, okay, there is someone else, Agnes Owusu. Hello, from Ghana. Please, my date of birth is different from my high school certificate, and my passport too is lost, and I've done another. Is that the problem? Few things. Number one, if you have lost your passport, make sure that you have the police record, police information that you have lost the passport. Because the KCC or the US Embassy, when you go there, they have to prove that you are the person, not a fake person. You have to go with the information that I lost the passport, go with the police record that I have the new passport because my previous one, which I used to apply, was lost. I mean, it got lost. That's number one. Secondly, make sure that your passport and the birth certificate must match the dates of the dates. The problem of the school, sometimes they might have a wrong one. Make sure that just to be in a safe side, make sure that you go to the lawyer to write affidavit that the information in the school certificate might have a wrong date, but the correct date is the one which is on the passport, and the correct date is the one which is on the birth certificate. Okay, another question. Let me go to other question. Okay, the question is, hi EBM from Francis Minta. Is it possible the time for the second notification will be reduced since we are not in the normal time? Yes, that is very, very true. The second notification time is reduced because now they are going to send so many second notification letter, because already, as I mentioned in the other video, that the priority of the visa interviews now is the immigrant visas. They have stopped to do non-immigrant visas unless others is the emergency. Now they are doing only green card visas, whether it will be green card by lottery or green card by family base or for the work base. That is the priority. The question from Omar Faisal: is it possible to extend the time after the fiscal year to continue the interview? I don't think that is not possible. They are not going to extend that one. That's the reason why even the Biden's administration, they have said they are not going to give the visas for the people who were denied the visas, or they didn't get the visas because of the immigration suspension or because of the travel ban, because the fiscal year has ended already. In order for that to be done, two things has to happen. Either the court has to give the decision. If the court decides so, the embassy will give the visas, or they have to go to the Congress to ask for the extension of date. But the Biden is Biden, or the Department of State, they cannot be able to do that. Either is the Congress to make that decision because they have to extend the fiscal year, just like how they do on the budgeting, or they have to go to the court, and the court have to give that order that they have to give the extension of the date. Hello, sir. Is the Muslim ban going to be effective on the DV 2022 DV lottery? The travel ban has been removed since January 20 this year. So there's no travel ban for the DV 2021. There is no travel ban for the DV 2022 and going forward. So don't worry, don't get worried at all. Lesek, so far we saw some refusal for the 3 Africans. What could be the cause of the denial? I cannot just hypothetically say what will be the denial, what will be the reason, but those people might have the reason because of the following reasons. Number one, the big reason why someone will be denied the DV lottery despite of winning. Number one will be, one, you don't have the qualifications. Either you don't have high school education, and you don't have 2 years of qualifying work experience. That will be the bigger reason. Someone can go there, my work experience is a bus conductor, but what kind of training do you get? Official training to go there. So people do not know how to write the work experience. Some people, they have even work experience which is unpaid, but they don't put them on the work experience when you are filling the DSC 260. You need to know how to fill the DSC 260. You need to go with the proof of work experience, which will be compatible with the Department of Labor here, so that you can be able to prove that your work experience is compatible with the qualifying work experience, which is required here in the United States of America. That is number one. Number two will be, some people, when they are applying, they don't have the passport, and they say, oh, I'm applying for the waiver, but you don't meet the qualification for getting the waiver, so you can be denied because of that. There are some people, they are applying for the DV lottery, they say they are single, but they were married, or they say they don't have children while they have children. When you go to the interview, you show up with your spouse, they deny you the visa. You show up, you have children, they are going to deny you the visa. So those are the major reasons why someone is going to be denied the visa. Okay, my mother, Peggy, say my mother, Peggy Archer. My mother has applied for me and my kids in 2018, December. Can you tell me how long do we have to wait for our second letter? I think you are talking about the diversity. I mean, you are not talking about the diversity visa. You are talking about the green card by what? By family preference. So after applying in December 2018, and if your case is already at the National Visa Center, we do not know how long does it take. But now it will be, second letter will be able to get it sooner, because the priority which has been given to make sure that the pending of 475,000 visas which have been in waiting to be given the priority. So that will be the priority. So I believe you'll be able to get the second notification very, very soon on your case. I believe maybe within the next 2 to 4 weeks, you might be able to get that one. Scott Don, good work, EBM. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much for enlightening us. I really appreciate that. Okay, Kinge Rockline, good evening. I have sent my DSC 260 and that of my husband since August, but I haven't for my children up to now because they don't have passport yet. Please, I wish to know if it will complicate my case. KCC, it doesn't complicate anything, but if you don't get the passport for your children, that means your children will not be able to be given the visa, because they will not be able to go to the visa to be interviewed if they don't have the passport. So make sure that get the passport as soon as possible and update your case and add your children. And in case you get the second notification before you haven't got the passport for your children, once you get the second notification, ask the US embassy in your country. Once you get the date, maybe your interview is May 1st, ask for change of the interview date to another date. When you want to change the interview date, you ask the embassy. You don't ask the KCC. You ask the embassy. Until you have the passport, then you can be able to do that. Scott Don, you say, people say if you win a green card and you are just a university student leaver, no experience at all, will be denied the visa. I'm waiting for the interview. I have a host in rural Minnesota. I'm Scott Otieno Minabo. That is not true. That is 100% wrong. The minimum qualifications to apply and win and get the visa is high school. Even if you have high school without any 1 day of work experience, you'll be able to come. If you don't have high school, then you need work experience. But you have a degree, they have no problem at all. Papa P, you are asking, I like the way you break down the information. God richly bless you. Guys, people share so everyone can watch the good information by EBM. Much love from Ghana. Thank you so much, Papa P. I really appreciate. And for people who haven't been able to subscribe, please Subscribe now. Do so. Subscribe now and share the link is Papa P is saying, so that other people can be able to get some all this kind of information. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Osewi, let me answer. Sir, please, Yao Opoku, Ya Opoku, your question is, sir, please, my case number is 23,000 and KCC requested for my document. I have submitted my documents to KCC. I'm asking which month of visa bulletin will my case be falling. Your case visa bulletin already is now, it will be in the month of March. I mean, in the month of May. But even if it's in the month of May, you are not going to be interviewed right away, because there are some people before you who are supposed to be interviewed in October, November, December, January. Those are the first one to be interviewed. So instead of being interviewed in May, maybe you'll be interviewed in June. So you might receive the second notification. Maybe you'll be receiving that in mid of April or beginning of May. You'll be able to receive that one. So I'm in the Africa region with the case number 5,000. When do you think my second notification will be received as well in the interview? You put three dots. That means 5,000. You are supposed to receive the notification. I mean, you're supposed to receive this week or next week, very very late, because your case number is small. Great job, sir. I'm the V2021 winner with from Africa with case number 5,400, I think. Number. I sent my support documents since 5 months ago, and can be in this batch of April or May visa bulletin. Yes, your number will be there. Okay, I'm about to go for the another meeting. Okay, so let me okay, when you go to the interview, Agnes Owusa has a question. When you go to the interview, can you decide not to speak English, but you can speak your country's language? So this is a very good question. So it depends on the country language. They are not going to deal with your particular vernacular, the small tribal language. Let's say you are from Ethiopia. What is the national language of Ethiopia? You are allowed to use a national language of Ethiopia or English. So when you go there, you can say, please, I would like to use my national language. If you're from Tanzania or Kenya, you can say, I want to use Swahili. You are allowed to use Swahili or English. If you're from Cameroon, you are allowed to use French, or you can use English. Or if you're in Ghana, so the national language of Ghana, apart from English, what other language do you, the major language, you are allowed, they can have the translator or interpreter for you. You're allowed to do that. So don't go there, and if you are not comfortable with English, to force yourself to speak English. Robert Carl, please, sir, if I win and I want to travel alone without my wife and my children, will I be accepted? Yes, you'll be accepted. But my advice will be, please travel with your wife and the children. Come with them together. Get the card, and if you want your family to go back to your country, let them go back after having the card. Because if you come alone and the fiscal year ends without them coming here, the process of giving them to bring them to America, it will be a very long, complicated one, more than you can imagine. Amanda Dumani, I ended up resending my docs to on Friday since I had not got a response since last year, November. Will that be a problem? No, will not be a problem. Hi EBM, Vivian Nessa, greetings from Uganda. The VLOTA 2022 applicant. I'm waiting for. I'm hoping. I'm winning because it's my time. Amen to that. I'm very much happy, and I like that kind of confidence. When you are applying, you say, I'm the winner. They want to go 55,000 people. I'm one among those winners. That is the spirit we need. Scotty, hi sir, from Nepal, Asia region. My case number is AS 9000. Is there any good sign for me going to the current situation? That is a very good one. You can see, let me show you. Let me show you the case number for Asia. Already for the month of April, The month of April, we are already 9,000. So Scott, Santos, don't worry. Already you are 9,000. But if you go in the month of May, there will be 13,000. So you'll be able to get your second notification very, very soon. So don't worry at all. Okay, I'm about to finish in like 2 minutes. Munja, hello sir, greetings. Please, I'm so confused with the visa bulletin and case numbers about the relationship between them. And again, what is the meaning of the case number in the case number? The case number is the number you are given. That number is determining who is going to be first processed. For instance, your case number, let's say you're from Africa, your case number is 10,000. So that means there are 9,000 people and 900 before you. So those other people will be interviewed before you. So the visa bulletin is going to break now, like which month they are going to interview, what cut-off point. Because the winners, they are over 130,000, but they are not going to interview all of them. They're going to interview or give the visa to 55,000. Thank you, Arjun, for super chat. I really appreciate it. I know you're in Japan. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate. You have been very, very supportive to my channel. One, just for super chat, but also even for purchasing some of my books. I really appreciate that. Already DK, my number is AS 9100, but I didn't get email to submit the documents. Shall I submit the documents without KCC to advise ask for those kind of documents? What I can advise you, make sure that have all the documents ready. They are going to ask you very, very soon, because up to now the case number for Asia is already 9,000. So they're going to request it soon. Whether you submit it before or after, it doesn't change anything. They're not going to process if you submit it before they ask for. So either way, you can be able to do that. I'm current. Your case number is AF Amanda Dumani. AF 20,000 sent documents. When can I expect the second notification? Can I get second notification without KCC first confirming the documents? They can do that. Sometimes they might assume that the automatic notification is the one. Sometimes they might send that you have received and processed the documents, or they might not send, then just send the information direct to send you for the interview date. Ndam Gwenjan, I mean 54,000. Okay, 54,000. Yes, you'll be able to get the second notification, but not between 54,000. Just wait. Is that 54,000 or 5,430? 5,000. Yes, you are going to get the notification soon. My documents were expected on February 2020 for F3. When should I expect my interview from Mumbai? Patel, I do not know at the moment. But if your documents were expected from February, it means now you'll be able to get it very, very soon, because every process now they are going to give all those kind of priority. I'm not able to go and answer all the rest of the question, everyone. I have to apologize, because I have to get ready go for a meeting, and the meeting is just in 5 minutes. So I have to stop, get some drink, just something to drink, and be able to do that. So let me end up here at the moment, so that you can be able to understand everyone. Thank you. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you have done so. I will go ahead and answer the questions which I've not answered here. I will answer through the comments. I will answer these questions through videos, or I will answer some of these questions through going back and forth. So these are the important things I want to share with you. Thank you once again. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you haven't done so. This is very, very important. Remember to subscribe to the EBM Scholars. Subscribe now. If you haven't done so, please do that right now. And I'm coming with more videos each and every day. And every day I'm going to be live at the same time, around the same time I'm putting this video and this podcast now. Thank you and goodbye, everyone. I say I thank you so much, and subscribe so that you can reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. May God bless you for your support and contribution.